In July 2013, 19-year-old Lily Brennan left her family's strawberry farm in Millbrook County to deliver berries to the market, twirling once in a yellow sundress sprinkled with tiny flowers. She didn't come home. The sheriff said she'd run off, maybe with a seasonal picker, the way kids did when they wanted out. Her parents tried to believe it. Everyone did. After 6 months, the case went cold, another farm girl chasing dreams beyond the wheat fields. 2 years later, Emma Watts, Lily's best friend, was driving her usual delivery route when a flash of color through the trees made her brake. The gravel track was overgrown, the old Hendress place slumped against itself, windows clouded with dust. But behind the house, a path had been worn to dirt, and on a clothesline hung 7 dresses, evenly spaced as if measured. Blue gingham, green shift, a red jumper, a floral print, white eyelet, one nearly new, and a yellow sundress with tiny flowers. Emma's knees hit the ground. She had helped Lily pick that dress out at Walmart. She called Tyler, Lily's older brother. "Don't touch anything," he said, racing to her. Then she heard a metallic clatter from the barn. Inside, beneath tarps and sun-bleached rakes, sat a modern tool chest. Papers littered the dirt, equipment maintenance logs, dates and farm names, each signed by the same hand, Carl Hendress, Millbrook's trusted repairman. The names punched through memory. Morrison, 2009, the summer Ashley Corwin vanished. Holstead, 2003, when Jenna disappeared. Tyler arrived and read the signatures, face draining. "He fixed our harvester the week before, Lily." Sheriff Tom Garrett rolled in without sirens, took one look at the dresses, and radioed for backup. On the maintenance logs, the timeline stretched nearly 20 years. While they waited for state police, Emma found a small ledger in the tool chest. Dates, initials, figures that looked like prices. Next to LB, July 2013, there was no number, only one word written in careful script: kept. Tyler's phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Stop looking or she dies." He demanded proof. A photo came through. Lily, thinner, hollow-eyed, holding up 3 fingers, that day's date visible in the frame. Concrete walls behind her. The runaway story shattered. They went to see Ashley's mother, Dorothy Corwin, who had never believed her daughter ran away. Dorothy kept a box of clippings and a diary. One entry read, "Mr. H is here again to fix the combine. He watches me like he's shopping." Another noted finding him in her room, claiming to check the window unit. While Dorothy cried, Tyler's phone pinged again. "You went to the Corwin woman. Bad choice." The sender taunted them with prices. The voice on a later call, a warped electronic monotone, described buyers and what certain girls fetched. Ashley had died in transit, the caller said, as if discussing freight. A trace put the phone northeast of town. Dorothy knew every abandoned property in that radius: the Garrett place, the old Mitchell farm, and the Hendress family's former land. Another message arrived. "Your sister says hello. She's humming that strawberry song. You have 24 hours to stop." Tyler wanted to charge straight to his parents' farm where Hendress was scheduled to service the combine, but Sheriff Garrett held him back. "We do this by the book or he walks." The messages kept coming. Always different numbers, always intimate details only someone close could know. Then a curveball, a meeting request at the diner. Tyler went alone and found a young woman with familiar eyes, Megan Hendress, Carl's daughter. She showed a recent photo of Lily, thinner but alive. Megan had been 12 when she realized what her father was doing. He had threatened to sell her if she ever told. She slid a notebook across the table. 11 names, 7 sold, 3 died. Lily marked kept. Why? Megan's voice dropped. "She looks like my mother did at 19. He couldn't let her go." There was another girl now, Megan warned, Katie Summers, 15, missing 3 weeks. He was keeping them together. Megan passed Tyler an encrypted phone that could only receive her messages. "I'll text when he's on service calls. You'll have windows, small ones." Moments later, a barrage of photos arrived, shipping manifests with equipment weights that didn't add up. Ledger pages, Polaroids hidden in machine panels, girls from missing posters, and girls no one had reported. One text showed a negotiation thread on Carl's phone. Package ready for transport, 2 units, midnight at location 3. They triangulated location 3 to the Brackenridge Supply Depot. There, under halogen glare, a white van idled beside an Illinois semi. When police moved in, Katie was in the van, sedated and bound. But Lily wasn't there. Carl bolted toward the warehouse. Guns came up. He reached into his pocket, shouting about dead man switches, and went down in a stutter of gunfire. Tyler screamed. Alive, he could have told them where Lily was. On the ground, he rasped, "Safe, where she belongs," and died. Megan texted, "I know where she is. Mitchell Farm, second cellar, false wall." She led them to a hidden chamber cut behind concrete. The smell hit first. 2 cells. In one, a girl rocking and humming, Sarah. In the other, Lily, chained to the wall, skeletal and silent until Tyler's face came into focus. "Is this real?" she whispered. They cut her loose. Up in the night air, she asked only, "Is he dead?" When Tyler said yes, something in her relaxed and then went hard again. "There are others," she whispered. "He told me." Carl's safe held 20 years of records, ledgers, photos, videos, routes, buyers, a network. But within hours of the rescue, a new threat emerged. Texts arrived from an unknown number. "Stop now or lose everything." Megan told the FBI about a partner Carl called the supplier, a woman, local, with a teacher's clipped authority. That night, a note appeared on Sarah's hospital pillow after a camera glitch. "You saw my face. Speak and die." Sarah's humming became frantic. Lily wasn't surprised. She's marking territory. Megan remembered the woman who'd come to their house, the only person who unnerved her father. They dug through yearbooks and property records until a name surfaced, Patricia Vance, retired elementary teacher. She owned 14 rural properties across 3 states, all bought with cash, all claiming farm exemptions without any actual output. The banker, Megan recalled. She laundered the money and ran the books. Against orders, Megan went to Patricia's house. The teacher welcomed her like a granddaughter and poured tea. "Your father got sloppy," Patricia murmured. "He kept the Brennan girl. Sentiment is weakness." She drove Megan to a dairy barn where 6 stalls had been converted into cells. Girls looked up as the lights came on, vacant, stunned, defiant in turns. "Amanda Reeves," Patricia said, tapping a clipboard. "Runaway, nearly ready. The professor prefers brunettes from religious families." Megan nodded, heart hammering, phone recording from her pocket. Back at the house, Patricia turned with a gun. She'd spotted the camera. Megan flung hot tea, grabbed the barrel, and they fell, grappling on linoleum that stank of potpourri. Sirens wailed outside. Patricia bled and hissed threats. The network was international, protected, bigger than they imagined. She died in the ambulance. Agents cleared the dairy barn, carrying 6 girls into the light. The arrests began. Sarah, though physically failing, wrote for hours, sickbed pages of names, dates, half-heard conversations, maps of cellars and routes. Her notes led to a Dayton lawyer with 3 girls in his basement, to buyers who cut deals and named names. Some predators fled, some erased evidence, some swallowed bullets. Dorothy Corwin finally found Ashley and buried her. Robin, the youngest rescued from Patricia's barn, lost her baby and vanished behind a blank stare. Katie left the state with her aunt. The news tallied numbers like crops. 51 girls recovered out of hundreds suspected. Lily watched the coverage with a face carved from stone. She joined the FBI as a consultant. "I know how they choose," she said. "I know when harvest makes strangers invisible." She was 18 and sounded 40. The nightmares deepened. Once, Tyler found her at 3 in the morning on her knees in the strawberry field, digging bare-handed. "We need more," she sobbed. "More plants, more something." He carried her inside and told her that saving some had to be enough. She didn't believe him. At a pretrial hearing, a defense attorney tried to shred her. You pretended to be a trafficker, he sneered. You held men at gunpoint. She stared at the defendants and said, I did what it took to expose them. I learned from the best, liars and buyers. Outside, Megan told her she'd held steady. Her hand shook only after. Days later, Lily walked out of the hospital where she was staying for therapy. Cameras looped, window propped. A note on her pillow read, Stop or she dies. Tyler feared the network had taken her back until a text arrived. I'm finishing what Sarah started. Don't look. L. In Sarah's final notes, buried between lines, Megan discovered, L knows where they meet. Tillman Road Barn, first Tuesday, midnight. They realized Sarah had left a breadcrumb on purpose. Tyler and Megan drove to the barn while the FBI shadowed them. Inside, 6 men sat on folding chairs. Lily stood before them in the yellow sundress, like a teacher, voice cold. Carl and Patricia are gone. Demand isn't. You bought from him, now you buy from me. Cash only. No preferences, no damage. You take what I provide. A man scoffed. She was a child. The knife appeared and kissed his throat before disappearing. I survived Carl for 2 years, she said softly. I learned his trade and his mistakes. Tyler couldn't watch it go further. He stepped into the light. The men flinched, then relaxed when Lily called him harmless. She lifted a gun, Carl's, and trained it on her brother. Megan stepped out too. Lily's hand shook. She kept glancing at the corners, at a recorder flashing red. Where are the girls? Tyler asked. Silence stretched, then sirens split the night. The FBI poured in. The men dropped. Lily lowered the gun and tossed the recorder onto the floor. I needed confessions, Sarah said hoarsely. Sarah identified them, but I had to make them admit it. There were no emergency stock girls. She had used Carl's real contact list, messaged as him, staged the meeting, held herself together just long enough to catch them. Afterward, she asked Tyler to burn the yellow dress. This time he did. Back at the hospital, Lily checked herself in for a 30-day psychiatric hold. Part of me liked the power, she admitted to the doctor. That scares me. He trained me whether he meant to or not. Megan squeezed her hand. Recognizing it isn't weakness, it's the first step back. The long work began. Months passed. Tyler bought back the old Brennan farm with victim compensation funds. Lily planted new strawberries in neat rows, patient with the idea that they wouldn't bear fruit until next year. Megan found work counseling survivors, translating the unsayable into steps forward. Sheriff Garrett came by weekly. The FBI kept guards in the background. Network remnants had long memories. Trials stacked up like hay bales. Lily testified again and again, 43 times, describing selection, isolation, breaking, transport, sale. The defense tried to paint her as unreliable, unstable, vengeful. Each time, her calm precision cut through. Some men took plea deals for insultingly short sentences. Others went away for decades. Each verdict felt both hollow and necessary. Sarah died peacefully, nurses said, after filling notebook after notebook with maps to hell. At her graveside, only 6 people stood in the wind: Lily, Tyler, Megan, Emma, Sheriff Garrett, and an aunt. Lily crossed the cemetery to Ashley's grave, then to 7 stones marked unknown, the girls unearthed from Carl's land. We should name them, she said, and so they did. Hannah, Grace, Faith, Hope, Joy, Mercy, Peace. Names to hold a place for lives cut short. When a teenage girl named Sophia arrived one evening with her mother, 3 days missing, no evidence, no help, Lily listened and saw herself. She called Rivera. The consulting offer is still good? She asked. I'm not ready, but girls are disappearing. I know how to find them. In a month, she helped locate 14 girls across 3 states by spotting harvest season anomalies in equipment shipments. Every save brought nightmares. Every success cut and healed at once. She set a limit for herself, a year of hunting, then a stop before she became what she hunted. In those 11 remaining months, she found 37 more girls and helped break 8 rings. She still woke hearing a classroom voice in the doorway of a concrete room. Sometimes, in the grocery store, she watched men who watched girls and had to force herself to call the police instead of following them on. On the anniversary of her rescue, Lily visited Sarah's grave. The yellow dress she'd left there had weathered to threads and disappeared. Someone had set fresh flowers. "I'm trying," she told the headstone. In the evening, she and Tyler walked the field, plants green and tender. He asked if the girl who loved strawberry picking was still in there. She didn't know. Emma told her yes, changed, broken, but still her. Some wars don't end in victory or defeat. They end in survival. The Brennan Farms rows filled in, and baskets stacked up red and sweet. Everyone carried weight, the weight of girls found and lost, of a network dismantled but not erased, of a yellow sundress burned and still somehow everywhere. Some of them came home, Lily thought. That had to be enough, even when it wasn't.